Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? It's Friday, November the 1st. Hopefully, y'all had a fantastic Halloween last night and everyone stayed dry because we got weather to talk about as far as the main inland United States and tropical weather down in the Southern Caribbean, beginning with the latest satellite imagery. Not too much to write home about right now. We've got some convection down here in the Central American gyro and then some convection over here near the DR in Puerto Rico. But we are potentially going to see hurricane or tropical storm Patty form within the next couple of days down here in the Southern Caribbean and potentially make its move towards the Gulf of Mexico. Taking a look at the latest National Hurricane Outlook, we now have our area of investigation that has been upgraded to a 70% chance of tropical development within the next 7 days and a 30% chance of tropical development within the next 48 hours. We have our other entity over here as well. Don't think this is going to amount as much, but it is a 10% probability within the next 7 days and 48 hours, so it's something that we'll continue monitoring. And then our potential fish storm. This is not really going to be much we're going to talk about over the next 7 days. Alrighty, beginning with the latest GEFS Ensemble model runs. This is going to be the latest model run, the 6Z. And they like the idea of some type of tropical system or low pressure system forming near Jamaica around November the 4th or the 5th. Like I said, the time may change, but we do have some type of tropical entity forming down here. A lot of the models, like I said, are liking the idea of this potential tropical storm or hurricane moving towards the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba, shooting the gap by November the 7th. The GFS ensembles like the idea of a potentially tropical storm or hurricane entering the Gulf of Mexico, and then from there is still a lot of uncertainty, but these ensemble runs like the idea of it kind of just sitting there over the next couple of days through November the 9th, and then finally ejecting off into Florida. We've got a couple of stragglers back here, but it's going to depend on the troughs and the fronts that are going to be coming down, as well as the Bermuda High, the high pressure out here, spinning counterclockwise, which is why it's going to keep it a little bit more suppressed to the south, and the movement's generally going to be steered to the northwest to north. Now, like I said, if the troughs are weaker, if they are slower, then this has an opportunity to be pulled in a little bit more north before that trough comes down, catches it, and slings it out into the Atlantic Ocean. It's something that we're going to continue monitoring. The trends are going to change. We're going to have more information coming up, especially when we get a center of low pressure. All right, jumping over to the latest global control anomalies. This is going to kind of give us an idea of what the global control model thinks is going to happen with this storm. And this is not an ensemble, this is one model run from our specific controlled member, and it likes the idea of some type of low pressure forming around the same time frame as the GFS ensemble members, around November the 4th, November the 5th, just to the south of Jamaica. And we continue to put this into motion here. It's got a little bit of a weaker storm, and this likes the idea of going a little bit more further west. It doesn't shoot the gap, it actually goes over the Yucatan Peninsula, gets into the southern Gulf of Mexico, and then pretty much sits down there, and then she gets shunned to the south by the next storm system. So that is definitely a possibility. I think it's one of the less likely scenarios. I think that now that more data is coming in, we're going to see more of a northward to northeastward push towards Florida. And like I said, this is not me saying that there's going to be a major hurricane heading to Florida, but some type of tropical entity could definitely be on its way. Alrighty, last but not least, we're going to take a look at the latest Canadian ensemble members. And again, around this one actually has a little bit earlier of development. It actually likes the idea of some type of low pressure system forming around November the 3rd, this Sunday, as early as potentially Saturday night. And by the time we get to November the 6th, Wednesday, it likes the idea of a potential hurricane shooting the gap between the Yucatan Peninsula and Cuba. And like I said, a lot of the models are liking the idea of it being pulled north, and the Canadian ensemble members is on the same track. It thinks that it's actually going to be pulled a little bit further north. We got some outliers down here, some little stragglers going this way, not necessarily outliers, but it's something that we're going to continue monitoring. I mean, we've got more systems. Hurricane season's not over until it's over. The only issue with this time of the year is that the water temperatures are definitely going to be a little bit more cooler. The Gulf, I don't think, is really seductive for rapid development as it was about a month or so ago, especially with the Hurricane Helene, Milton. They've pretty much kind of sucked up a lot of the deep ocean heat content, and the sea surface temperatures are a little bit more cool, but it's definitely still suitable for tropical development. We're going to continue to monitor it, and I'm going to be here to continue to keep y'all up to date as far as the tropics go. To the severe weather outlook, beginning with today, we just have a marginal risk for severe weather for portions of westward Texas into Amarillo and Lubbock, and then Roswell and eastern New Mexico. And this is not going to be a big severe weather outbreak today. In all honesty, we just have a 5% chance of damaging winds and a 5% chance of hail. This is not going to be the main event. It's really not until we get to our day 2 outlook that we already have a slight risk of severe weather for portions of Big Spring, Midland, Santon, going down towards Odessa. And I think this will be expanded a little bit more further to the northeast as we come out with new updates. And then we have a massive marginal risk all the way down from Fort Stockton all the way up to Oklahoma City. And this is driven actually by a 5% tornado risk for portions of the Big Bend area, West Texas, Odessa, Midland, and Big Springs, and then a big 2% from Fort Stockton all the way up to Oklahoma City. Like I said, I think this will be expanded in future updates. We'll just have to wait and see. I think this will be upgraded as well. We only have a 5% wind risk. I do suspect that to be upgraded. And then we also have a 15% hail risk, but we also have a hatched area, 2% hatched area for significant hail. So any basically hail size ranging from golf ball to baseball size cannot be ruled out here in the Big Bend area of Texas. Alrighty, and jumping over to our day 3 outlook, this is on Sunday, a massive slight risk, and we can't see any details yet because we're not within the second day from the event. Once you get 3+ days out, it doesn't allow you to see the details, but once we get into tomorrow, we'll be able to see the breakdown of this. And I do suspect and think that there is going to be an enhanced risk introduced somewhere in this slight risk, a level 3 out of 5. Not sure what it's going to be driven off, but I do think that this Sunday and Monday as well are going to be the 2 main event days that we see the worst severe weather. There's no hatched area yet. It's something that we're going to continue monitoring, but I'll continue to keep you up to date, guys. Like I said, if you liked the video, definitely like it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please drop them below. Don't forget to subscribe for more future videos and updates like these. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.